Lottie, and this week we have been focusing on Lottie's sit and down commands, and I'm going to demonstrate to you how it is we've been working on that. So I start by taking a treat. I'm going to hold it above her head till her butt hits the ground. Good sit. Good girl. Good girl. I also want to wait until Lottie's not batting at me. I don't want it to be that she's lifting her front paws, because if I reward her while she does that, she's going to think that that's what she's getting the treat for, and I don't want her to think that's acceptable. So I'm going to give her a call back. Lottie. She looks like she might be having to go potty. Give her just a second. Come. Good girl. I always want to wait till she looks at me before I give that come command. Otherwise, it's like her ears are off. So to make her more successful down the road, making sure to cue in that handler focus before giving any come command or anything like that. So sit. Good girl. Lottie's actually past the lure phase, but I do love to show families how we started with the sits and downs, so that this way if they have to do any backtracking or taking steps back in their training when they come home, you know how to go back to those basics. So Lottie, we hold the treat above her head. Sit. Good girl. Good girl. Sit. Good sit. Good girl. We have some distractions. She's going to run off. I'm going to give her a call back. Lottie, come. Yes, good girl. Good job. She's got a really great recall. So sit. Yes, good girl. So that's how she is with it for off the lure phase. I just give her that sit. I wait until she offers that. If she's jumping on me, I give a little bit of a knee. Just don't want her to make contact with me if I can avoid it, and I don't want to use my hands to push her off of me. Otherwise, I'm going to accidentally be rewarding that behavior. So ideally, giving a little bit of a knee, turning my back to her, and then praising her when four are on the floor. Good girl. Sit. Yes, good girl. And you'll hear me say yes, good girl throughout all of her commands. And those are positive marker words. They come into play quite a bit down the road in her training, but it's good to get her associated with the fact that those are a good thing, and I tell her that she's doing a great job and everything I want her to do. Lottie. So he's another puppy. Come. Yes, good girl. Good job. Sit. Yes, good girl. Good job. So next is her down command. So I'll wait till she finishes that tree, and she'll come on over here. Lottie. She's checking something out. Yes, that's a good girl. Yes, good girl. So for a down, just the same, you use that treat to get her into the position, and that's why it's called a lure, because it's just having me lure her into the position that I want. So I'm going to lure her to the ground, holding that treat down flat until her body goes nice, flat, and relaxed. So go into that sit, and again, just guiding her down. If her body was arched up, I would not reward that because that's not a proper down. And we want to set her up with these proper positions for down the road in her training. So this way, if I make it structured now, a proper sit and down, when we do her stays, she will actually hold a down stay and a sit stay, because those are structured commands. Lottie, come. Good girl. So I'm going to get her to that sit. Yes, good girl. And then lure her down. Nice, flat, relaxed. Good girl. Lure her from a stand. Good girl. So as you see, body's nice, flat, and relaxed. If her back were to the ground and her belly and feet were to the sky, again, not a proper down, so she would not get rewarded for that, and we'd wait until she went into a proper down. So, good girl. So this, not proper down. Yes, good girl. And I just hold that treat and I wait till she offers the correct positioning of the behavior. Lottie, come. Yes, that's a good girl. Good job. Good. We'll just do another sit. Good girl. Get her to a down. Good down. Good girl. After the down is done, yes, you can give her belly rubs. It's just when she's holding a down stay, that's not structured or appropriate, so we don't do that during that time. But after she gets just a down and you give her that treat, that's when you can give her belly rubs. Good girl. Lottie, sit. Good. Down. Good girl. Sit. Good girl. Sit. Yes, good girl. And down. Yes, good girl. So down the road, sit is just going to correspond with this hand gesture, like I'm lifting her nose to the sky. and down as if I'm referencing to the floor. So, Lottie, come. Yes. Oh, God bless you. Bless you. She's running to me, but she's sneezing at the same time. Good girl. Good girl. Down. Yes, good girl. Good. Down. Oh, she's like, yeah. There we go. She realizes there's no treat in my hand, so I want to make sure she ends on a good note. Sit. Down. Wait till she goes nice, flat, and relaxed. So this is what I meant earlier by arched up, like she's not flat. There we go. Yes, good girl. Good job. And we'll end with one more sit. Up. Up. We always want to end on a good note and with her strongest commands, so that her last memory of training is always a positive one, and then she'll look forward to training next time. Lottie, come. Good girl. Oh, she came up to me, but kind of did her own thing after. Lottie. Yes, good girl. And then I'm going to get her into a sit. Good. And we'll end it just on that. And then lots of praise. Again, we always want the last memory of training to be a positive one. So we end on a good note with whatever it is we're working on. So this session was sits and downs and a little bit of recall. But we ended on a good note with all of that, as well as with her strongest commands, and then lots of praise. So ideally, her last memory of training is a positive one, and she will look forward to our next session together. Good job. Yes. Yes. Oh, good girl. Yes, you good girl. Good girl, Lottie. Good girl. Yeah.